Good morning. I think I have the music on. Let's see if I can do both. Just to recap, I haven't gone live, and I just realized something. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Hold on. So, yeah, I realized I hadn't come to my spot I was coming to faithfully every morning, and it's so weird how this thing works of like parts of yourself, just dying away. Um, I guess I realized this morning that I didn't want to come here because I just felt like I shed a lot of layers here reading that book, How to Do the Work, my writing, and that would mean I'm disowning those parts, you know what I mean? Or not accepting them, not embracing them, and I don't want to do that. I have to embrace it all. So I have to be grateful. Just coming here, my body just like felt yucky, because there was some ugly parts, I guess, that came out here. But today I'll sit here for a bit, I'll meditate, and I'll write, and I'll be grateful for the tree. I'll be grateful for the water, the rocks, the birds, just everything that, played a part in this happening in my life. So I will keep saying this. Like, I know this stuff is scary, and a lot of people, might have started this work. I know people that have a long time clean and have not even done this because I know it's scary. It is. But like I said before, I know something, really bad or huge has to happen in your life for you to realize, like, I want different. So no matter how scary this is, I'm going to move through that door because I know on the other side of all that fear, I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be who I was actually meant to be because you can feel that inside of you. Even in my using days, I always, I would find myself in places and I would always ask, like, what are you doing? Like, I just didn't feel like I was supposed to be there. I've always felt like I'm supposed to be somewhere else. So today that, excuse me, is my goal to just keep moving. And as long as I stay aware, I can catch, the little things like this, like me not accepting. Like, I didn't even want to walk this way. And it's been a whole week that I did not want to come here. And this is so peaceful, like, and I'm on a tree. Like, what better way to stay grounded? And the way I saw this tree when I first saw it, it's like, look at its roots. They're crazy. And they're deep, they're strong, kind of like how our roots are. Just, they run deep. And realizing that, my why is generations of pain and suffering that I always said, it ends with me. I don't want that for my daughter, for my grandson. Like, I really don't. I don't want them to have to deal with anxiety and depression, and I don't want them, to have to suffer. I mean, not the way I did, maybe just through regular things in life, but like what I was carrying was really heavy, man. That's why I feel like when this happened to me, my memories keep popping up because it was 2019 in July that I woke up in a hospital, just freeze mode, giving up. After losing my best friend, I think my awakening started then. I was still very resistant, running around, just still, using things here and there, looking for things out of myself, basically, to make me feel better, to calm me down. And I was getting into car accidents. It was wild, And now it's just totally different. So I know I have to do this. I want to do it. Part of me doesn't want to do it. Today's my EMDR, so that's why I wanted to do this live as well. My EMDR is this afternoon. So since probably all last week, like I know, and I've been doing shadow work, and I know that it's coming, so my body has been reacting to it. Just drained, exhausted. I have other things I'm dealing with as well, which is my job, but outside of that, excuse me, I can't lose myself in the midst of that. I want to be of service and be there to help people, but I have to keep me first like I have been doing, because this won't work if I don't do that. If I don't continue to do what I've been doing, which is stopping, breathing again, just pausing for a minute and looking around, like, is this the right thing to do? Like, what do you need today, Lisa? What do you need right now so that you can, show up as your best self, so that I don't snap on people, so that I don't, speak to anyone the way I wouldn't want to be spoken to. So it's a lot. It's a lot to digest and to handle, but this is probably the biggest challenge I've ever had to go through, but I'm ready for it. And like I said, I know part of me just, I had to pull myself up today, because the ego is so sneaky in the subconscious that it was already, trying to, because I'm catching it, I haven't just, I don't know, reacted, or like I'm really a different person today. I feel like, and it will do this. It'll sneak up through the back door and just try to tell me things that seem like it's for my benefit, but it's really not. Like, stay in bed today, just rest. You have a lot going on today, and tomorrow you have a party you're doing for the sober house. So rest. Why don't you stay in bed? But you know what? In doing that, I did that for almost a whole year, just staying in my room, isolating. I can stay away from people for good. Like, I'm good with that. I was good with that. Now when I do it, it's if I notice that it doesn't feel uncomfortable, then I have to get up and go. And that's what I felt this morning, and even last night. Like, last night it felt a little uncomfortable because I was doing shadow work, but this morning I'm like, no. I said last night I was going to get up and go for my walk and go do some writing, and it was me against my body wanting to just stay comfortable, and you have to push through that. It's not easy, but I've been doing it, and thank God. I thank my higher power for my willingness, my awareness, my consciousness, my being able to stay present, my courage, because this takes a lot of courage. I always thought I was, big and bad and tough, and this is really draining. Like, so I just wanted to share that with y'all, and maybe, it might inspire someone that feels like there is no hope, or like giving up, to keep going, because it's worth it, man. Like, when I come out and the sun hits me and I can just look at the sun and tears of joy come out, and just by looking at the animals in the water, like, you cry. Like, that's like the best feeling, I started crying again, meditating. Like, every time I cry, I feel a little bit lighter, and I feel a lot better and a lot more clear. Like, I'm talking about even my eyesight. Like, I can just see the colors on the trees more vividly, on the flowers. it's amazing, this work. I remember someone telling me, I've always been in counseling and therapy, that I really spoke, never. I would just go and bullshit with my therapist. I always seem to have good connections that way with the therapist, that I can speak to them, but I would never really speak about what mattered. And she told me, I was in my mid-20s, and I walked out of a rape group, and I was pissed. I was so uncomfortable, mad, and I did what I always do, just got up and left. And she's like, if you don't face this now, when you're in your 40s, you're going to feel it, and it's going to be worse. And I'm like, my exact words I'll never forget were, I don't care, I don't give a shit. If I throw it back there and pretend like it didn't happen, excuse me, I'll be fine. Well, that's when my addiction stepped in and was like, well, this will make you feel better, And I became blackout drunk. So, and from there, anything that was put in front of me, I just stuffed it, because I was stuffing other things that were a lot deeper. And, there's a lot of people out there that, if they're, especially younger people that hear about this kind of stuff, I can only hope that it can make them realize, like, damn, do I have something, that I've been stuffing in? Like, the smallest thing, like a parent telling a child, stop being a crybaby, stop being, to a boy especially, stop being a little girl. Or, these are little things that I'm like, wow. So when someone called you a fat ass when you were growing up, and to them it might have been joking, it might have not, it might have been serious, that sat with you. So now, for me, I realized, my one cousin used to always say that to me. I never had ice cream, and my first job was at an ice cream shop. I would not eat ice cream. Never did. I would have like a sampler spoon because I had that sat in with me. And yeah, I had the fear of becoming fat. So it's just crazy. That's why now, like, I'm really big on, like, people need to be very, cautious on how they speak to kids, because they take everything literally. Like, I think kids, back in the day, you would be, oh, if my mom finds out, she's going to kill me, Kids shouldn't have to feel that way, because that's where it starts now. Now there's fear. Now there's kind of like, well, yeah, trust, honesty, all the important things you need, you know what I mean, that you should have in life. Just being able to go sit and talk to someone that you can look up to, respect, but still be honest, So I could probably go on this topic, but I'm going to let you guys go with just sit with yourself for a bit. Even if you don't like to write or don't know what to write, like, sit down and start, like Gabby Bernstein says, rage on the page. Like, just start writing, you know what I mean? Like, there's stuff floating on in there. And even if you put, like, I don't care if I don't feel like writing. This sucks. Like, and then go back and analyze all that. You're going to find some answers. Like, I promise you. I've been finding a lot of answers. Maybe later I can do another live and put some prompts of questions that I'm actually journaling on from the book How to Do the Work. I would love to sit down and do a live, and for the people who have it or don't have it, I mean, for the people that have it, you can go on her page, The Holistic Psychologist, and, she does something every day. I love her. But this book is really intense. Right here on this tree with that book, I cried. I just felt like I left, a bunch of layers behind, and they were so ugly that I didn't want to come back here. But today, I decided I have to come back here. I have to embrace it. I can't dwell on the feelings I had when I was here, the emotions I was feeling, because those are all things that needed to be released. And I tell myself every day now, like, whatever doesn't serve me anymore, whatever isn't serving me, I am willing to let it go and release it. Like, it no longer serves me. So if it, it had its purpose, it kept me safe all these years. And thank you. Thank you for keeping me safe, bringing me this far. I'm still alive, but I don't need it anymore. I need to let go of that stuff so I can make room for the new, because I know I should be doing something more. I love helping people, but the difference now is that I'm not sacrificing myself to do it. And in doing that, if you really look at the big picture, when you take care of yourself, now you can do it. Like, you can really help people, in a deep and important way, not just run yourself ragged to help people. And in the midst of it, you come to realize you just lost yourself completely. Not a good feeling at all, because then now you feel like you let those people down and yourself. And I know for me, it felt a lot harder to just let other people down. But today, I care about not letting me down. So, you guys have a blessed day. It's a beautiful day today, excuse me. So, do something nice for yourself. Make yourself a nice breakfast. Get out in nature. If you have a yard, enjoy the fresh air. Enjoy the sun in your face. Vitamin D is good for you. Yeah, have a good day. Stay blessed. Stay strong. Stay focused. Stay positive. Do something nice for yourself, and then do something nice for someone else. God bless.